So, I'm not where you thought I'd be, right? Okay, you're not seeing the Sydney Harbour Bridge behind me, but that will come. I'll not tell you where I am at the moment, but I'll give you a bit of background from me. So I'm English, I'm hoping you can tell, but I don't sound like one of those Southerners. Now, I don't know where you're watching this from. You could be anywhere in the world. I mean, if you want to, you can write underneath here where you're from and where you're seeing this video. But yeah, I'm from the northeast of England. I'm from a place called North Shields. Now that doesn't really mean much to this video, but just up the road from me there's a city called Newcastle. So I'm in Australia. I've been to Sydney Harbour Bridge, and you have a bridge that looks very similar to ours. So we've got the Tyne Bridge and you have the Sydney Harbour Bridge. They're very similar bridges. In fact, they're even built by the same company, and I believe the company was the Dorman Long Company, I think, something like that. So we've both got the same bridge. They've both been built by the same company. Ours came first. So there you go. I think the Sydney Bridge was 3 years after ours. So you've already copied our bridge, Australia. Okay, next one is the place where I currently am is in a place called Newcastle. So I've come from Newcastle all the way to end up in Newcastle. I'm halfway around the world, but yeah, I'm in the same town or city or whatever as what I would be back home. You've got funny accents, but I'll let that go. In fact, my accent is I'm a Geordie, so I'm not from London with a southern accent, which sounded even more Australian than being southern anyway. But there you go. So yeah, so I'm currently in Newcastle, in Australia, as opposed to Newcastle in the UK. I've had a look at your bridge. It's pretty much the same as ours, just a bit bigger. But you did have 3 years on us to spend a bit more time building it, I guess. So the place where I am, but behind me here, this is a place called the Bogey Hole, and there's no other reason for me being here other than the place that I like the name, and I don't know how well the phrase is known around the world, but the bogey where I come from is the green stuff that goes up there. So there you go. I guess it's a golf score as well, isn't it? But I don't play golf, so I don't care about that. Anyway, so yeah, one of the things I found fascinating about coming here is that you've got a pretty nice beach along here, and so have I, where I come from. So you've got a couple of lidos, some open air pools. We've got one as well. Unfortunately, the one that we've got is currently covered in rocks and full of sand. But I believe they're trying to turn it back into an open air pool again. We'll see how that goes. So, all this way to Australia, there's only really two places I want to visit. I saw your, the thing they play music in, the Opera House. Yeah, it's alright, I suppose. But I was much more interested in your bridge, and also the fact that I've come all the way around the world to end up in a place called Newcastle. Unfortunately, I've gone looking for a brown ale, and you don't seem to sell me. But that's not such a problem at the moment, because even though it's called Newcastle Brown Ale where I come from, they don't actually make it in Newcastle anymore. So yeah, so that doesn't really matter either, does it? So there you go. So yeah, the end of my Australian trip. I'm about to head off somewhere else now. I guess I'm going to be going up around the world. There's probably going to be a couple of stops that I need to get to as I travel across the various oceans. But that is my end of Australia trip. So until next time, thanks very much, Australia. I'm sorry I didn't get one of your hats, but I did really enjoy drinking all that booze last night. Okay, see you later. Let's see where I go tomorrow.